Hey everyone, I just thought I'd show you this important point to look at whenever looking at your motorhome or campervan or caravan fridges. So this is a Waco, but it's essentially a Dometic fridge. If you ever want to double check the model number, on the smaller units, it's just underneath here. That's where the model number is located. On the isotherms and the larger Dometic units, it's normally a plug over here, or it can be at the bottom on this side or on this side. But anyway, the reason why we are looking at this fridge today is because of this. I'll just show you. So notice how it's on vent at the moment, which is fine. So if I turn this into the closed position and I close the fridge, it closes and it locks in place. But what you want to observe and what you always want to check over time is the seal and the sealing surface. So I'll go ahead and turn the compressor on and I'll show you the noises that you should be checking for. So we've got the switch control panel over here. We'll just go ahead and turn the fridge on. We'll wait till the compressor kicks in. So the main purpose of checking that seal is you want to make sure that it's completely sealed, because if not, if there's a little air gap, that compressor will work overtime and eventually you will burn out the compressor. And in addition to that as well, you will be drawing excessive power from your deep cycle or your secondary battery, so also keep that in mind. So the thermostat control is over there. We've just kept it to the minimum. You can turn it up if you want to. So the compressor is just switched on, so we can hear the compressor, and I'll shut the door. So hopefully you can hear the compressor working. Now just watch when I push the door. So notice the change in noise. So one of two things normally happen with these doors over here. We'll go ahead and turn off the fridge. You can either turn it off at this point here, or you can turn it off at the switch at the top. So this catch over here sometimes gets tight, and there's also one at the bottom which you must always check as well. So if I bring it down here at the bottom, so just over there at the bottom, so this catch here has gone tight over time. It gets rusted in place over here in the door, and so as a result, when I shut the door, notice how it's not grabbing in there. So we're not getting that extra tension to pull the seal forward. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and remove this fridge. You have to slide it forward in order to access this. So there's a bracket here that holds this top plastic cover in place, and that's how you access the door if you need to remove it. You can do this in place, but I personally prefer to remove the door and also just check the seal and clean around this whole surface. But if you don't want to remove the door, you don't have to. Everything can be done in place as well. So stay tuned and just watch this video to the end. Click on this video, and just to keep it simple for everyone, we'll be trying to do this in place. So what you want to do is you want to gently remove the seal. There's screws underneath here. So very gently, make sure you don't rip it, very gently. Try and not pull it from the edges, because sometimes you can rip it. If you're replacing the seal, that's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and just pull it out as you need to. But here we'll just gently pull it out, and there you can see the screws. So we'll go ahead and remove those screws, and that'll give us access to the hinged plastic part here. With the 4 screws removed, now notice how we can lift this out over here. Gentle. This cover might be a little bit tight over here, but you can pull it out that way. Once you pull it out, then you can just semi-close it. And then it just pulls up like so. So if this part of yours is broken, you can go ahead and just replace the catch now. Done replacing it or getting a new part. It's just a matter of re-sliding it. So just slide it back in. Make sure it doesn't get caught anywhere. Pull your door out and just slot it in the groove here. Just make sure it clicks in place. Test it. And then that's how you replace that handle in case you need to. Don't forget to put all your 4 screws back in. I would recommend, if this is the first time you're doing it, just use a hand screwdriver so you don't over torque it and damage the plastic. So this door is still a bit too tight on that side, and it's not really shutting properly on this side. Now that the spring tension has been increased on here, it does shut when you put a bit of force in it, and it does close, but it's too difficult, so we'll be pulling the fridge forward. So if you have fixed your problem by replacing the handle, that's perfectly fine. But in order to remove the fridge, you need to pull out these caps over here, and there's 4 of them usually. So just over here, you get in there with a small pick or something similar, or a small flathead screwdriver, pull it out, and then there'll be screws behind there. So pull the cap out, and then you'll have screws. I've gone ahead and removed the others. So there's 4 of them. So it depends on the substrate of the material that's been used and the type of screws. The fridge will slide forward. Very gently pull it forward. So with the fridge pulled forward now, you can see the screws I was talking about. So underneath this plastic cover over here, there's a little bit of adjustment where you can tension up this catch over here and the bottom one as well, so that it closes properly. And this is held in by Torx screws. So it uses a T20 Torx bit. Watch, this is the sort of adjustment you get, so you can actually change the way it locks. So if you watch that, so you've got a certain degree of adjustability on this top hinge and on the bottom one as well. So now we've gone ahead and adjusted the hinge, both the top and the bottom. But when I say hinge, I'm talking about the catch over here. These catches break over time, so what I would recommend is you get a replacement if you can. This fridge is obsolete now, you can't get them, so I had to repair this lower catch. But now I'll show you how it shuts. So you heard it before how it was shutting. Now just listen to it. It shuts perfectly, and if we look at the seal, it's completely sealed all around, from the top to the bottom to the sides. So remember, the main idea is to get the door square. So this door was compressing the seal a bit too much over here. So I pulled it out a little bit and got the seal to square up perfectly with the catches on both the top and the bottom. So make sure you tighten up all the bolts, and then don't forget this plastic cover, as it does have a function as well. It does help keep this catch down, otherwise it can lift up over time. So there is a purpose for this top catch. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this video was of some help to you. We'll go back and reassemble the fridge. I'll just briefly show you that, as it's fairly self-explanatory. It's the reverse of removal. We'll put it back, align it, put the screws back in, and put the caps back in, and then test it, run it overnight, make sure it's running perfectly and the compressor cuts in and out. If you constantly hear your compressor running, then do check it again, make sure that it's completely sealed everywhere. And if it is the case, then you'll have to just check your thermostat and all that, but we won't get into that because I haven't seen many problems with these fridges in that respect. It's normally always the seal that plays up and causes the compressor to fail. So thanks for watching, everyone. Do like and subscribe and share this video so more people can fix their fridge problems and figure out how to replace the catches or the doors or the door handle. Thanks for watching, everyone. See ya.